Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're diving into something a little different. We're looking at motivational affirmations.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah, you know those little pep talks we give ourselves to boost our confidence and stay on track.
hmm
We're going to be using a popular YouTube video called 9 Things to Tell Yourself Every Day by Motivamind as our source material.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that one.
It's got that catchy, shareable vibe,
Okay.
the kind of stuff that tends to go viral.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, seeking encouragement, especially when you're facing some challenges, it's totally
Oh
natural.
yeah.
But I think it's crucial to really look at the messages we internalize.
Absolutely. Not all affirmations are created equal, and this video jumps right in with a bold one.
Right.
I am the best.
Oh.
I'm already a little skeptical.
Got it.
Doesn't that sound a bit arrogant?
It might seem that way at first glance, but context is key.
Right.
The video clarifies that it's not about claiming you're superior to others,
Right.
but it's about recognizing and nurturing your own potential. It's about striving to be your best,
Right.
not necessarily better than everyone else.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
So it's about self-improvement, not putting others down.
Exactly.
But honestly, sometimes even thinking I am the best feels a bit forced. Like, how can we genuinely believe that all the time?
It's not about blind faith or ignoring areas where we need to grow.
Right.
It's more about shifting away from a negative self-image and embracing a belief in our capabilities.
Okay.
Think of it as an antidote to that inner critic we all have, that little voice in your head.
Oh yeah, I know that voice.
We all do.
So it's more about challenging that voice of self-doubt and replacing it with a more empowering message.
Yeah,
Instead of focusing on our shortcomings, we're reminding ourselves of our strengths and potential.
exactly. And that can have a real impact on our actions and our choices.
Uh-huh.
Instead of saying, I can't do that, we might start asking, how can I make this happen?
Which brings us to the next affirmation.
Okay.
I can do anything.
All right.
Now, this one feels a bit over the top, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't magically teleport or solve world hunger just by saying it.
Of course not.
Hmm.
It's important to understand the intention behind these statements.
Yeah.
The source isn't suggesting we have limitless superpowers. It's more about shifting from a can't-do attitude to one of possibility.
Okay.
Remember, we often impose limitations on ourselves, before even trying.
That's so true.
Yeah.
You're right. It's easy to get stuck in that negative mindset.
Mm-hmm.
So this affirmation challenges us to break free from those self-imposed limitations and embrace a more expansive view of what we might be capable of.
Exactly. Think about it. What's one thing you've always wanted to do but talk yourself out of?
Oh, so many things.
Maybe it's writing a book, learning a new language, or starting your own business.
Yeah,
This affirmation encourages you to at least explore those possibilities.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm starting to see how these seemingly simple statements can have a deeper impact on our thinking. It's not about denying reality, but about approaching challenges with a more optimistic and proactive mindset.
And that leads perfectly into the next affirmation. My future is bright.
I like that one.
The video uses some vivid imagery here. Sunshine breaking through the clouds, expansive horizons.
Oh, yeah.
To reinforce that sense of optimism.
It's interesting how they use those visuals. Why do you think that's so effective?
Well, our brains are wired to respond to imagery.
Uh-huh.
By associating our future with brightness and possibility, we're essentially planting a positive seed in our subconscious.
Okay.
It taps into the power of visualization, which has been shown to have real-world effects on our motivation and performance.
So it's not just about wishful thinking. There's actually some science behind it.
Right.
But what about those times when things don't go as planned? When we face setbacks and challenges.
Sure.
Doesn't that make it harder to believe my future is bright?
That's where resilience comes in.
Okay.
The video subtly hints at the concept of setbacks being setups for something greater.
I like that.
It's not about denying difficulties, but reframing them as opportunities for growth and learning.
Interesting.
It's a powerful shift in perspective.
I like that setbacks as setups.
Mm-hmm.
It's a reminder that challenges are an inevitable part of life,
Yeah.
but they don't have to derail our progress.
Right.
Instead of viewing them as failures, we can see them as opportunities to learn, adapt, and come back stronger.
Precisely. It's about embracing that growth mindset where obstacles are seen as stepping stones rather than roadblocks.
I like that.
And this ties directly into the next affirmation, which focuses on continuous improvement. I am getting better each day.
This one feels much more grounded and realistic than some of the previous affirmations.
Right.
It's not about instant success or denying struggle, but recognizing those small, consistent improvements over time Everyone can relate to that, right?
Absolutely. The video emphasizes celebrating those small victories,
Right.
which is crucial for maintaining motivation and building momentum. And this ties in beautifully with the Japanese philosophy of Kaizen,
Okay.
which focuses on continuous incremental improvement.
Kaizen. I've heard that term before, but I'm not entirely familiar with it.
Oh, yeah. So Kaizen is all about making small, sustainable changes over time.
Okay.
Rather than striving for massive overnight transformations,
Right.
it's about breaking down large goals into smaller, more manageable steps and focusing on making consistent progress, even if it's just 1% better each day.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It's less overwhelming and more sustainable than trying to change everything at once.
Exactly. It's about shifting the focus from perfection to progress.
Right.
And it aligns perfectly with the idea of celebrating those small victories, as the video suggests.
So we're building momentum through small wins and embracing a growth mindset.
Mm-hmm.
But let's be real, progress often requires a good deal of effort.
Yeah.
And that brings us to the next affirmation. I will work hard.
Oh, yeah.
No shortcuts here.
Indeed, the video seems to take a playful jab at those get-rich-quick schemes, contrasting them with the enduring value of discipline and consistent effort.
Mm-hmm.
Think about any significant achievement in history. It wasn't achieved overnight.
Right.
It required dedication, persistence, and a willingness to put in the hours.
You're absolutely right.
Oh.
Look at any successful athlete, musician, entrepreneur.
Right.
They all have one thing in common,
Uh,
a relentless work ethic.
exactly.
They understand that talent alone isn't enough.
Mhm.
It's about honing their craft through consistent effort and dedication.
Precisely. And that's a message that resonates across all fields.
Yeah.
Whether you're aiming for a promotion, mastering a new skill, or simply improving your health, consistent effort is key.
But even with the best intentions and a strong work ethic, we all encounter obstacles and challenges.
Sure.
Sometimes those challenges can lead to, well, excuses.
Yeah.
And that's exactly where this video goes next. No excuses.
Okay.
Things get a bit blunt here, don't you think?
There's definitely a tough love vibe to this one.
Yeah.
It's a call to take ownership of our actions and choices, to recognize that excuses are often a form of self-sabotage.
So it's not about denying that challenges exist,
Right.
but about recognizing when we're using them as a crutch to avoid taking responsibility for our progress.
Exactly. It's about identifying those patterns in our thinking
Mm-hmm.
and challenging ourselves to find solutions rather than dwelling on obstacles.
Okay.
And this ties back beautifully to that earlier affirmation, I can do anything.
Oh, yeah.
Excuses are essentially the antithesis of that empowering belief.
I see the connection. If we truly believe we can achieve something, we're less likely to let excuses hold us back.
Right.
It's about shifting from a victim mentality to one of empowerment and agency.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And it challenges us to ask ourselves some tough questions.
Okay.
Are we truly doing everything we can to achieve our goals?
Mhm.
Or are we letting excuses limit our potential?
So no excuses is a call to action,
Yeah.
a reminder to take responsibility for our choices and to focus on finding solutions rather than dwelling on obstacles. It's about embracing that can-do spirit and pushing ourselves beyond our comfort zones.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that we have more control over our lives than we often realize.
Mhm.
And that leads us to the next affirmation, which encourages us to dream big and embrace our unique potential.
Right.
I was born to do great things.
All right, time to unleash our inner greatness.
Yeah.
This affirmation definitely taps into that sense of purpose and ambition.
Mm-hmm.
What does greatness even mean?
That's a good question.
Is it about fame, fortune, changing the world in some massive way?
That's an excellent question, and I believe the video intentionally leaves it open to individual interpretation.
Okay.
Greatness can be deeply personal.
Right.
It might mean excelling in your chosen field, raising a loving family, making a positive impact on your community, or simply living a life true to your values.
That's a good point. So it's not necessarily about external validation
Mhm.
or achieving some grand, universally recognized accomplishment. It's about finding what truly matters to us
Mhm.
and striving to make a meaningful contribution, however we define that.
Exactly. It's about aligning our actions with our values and pursuing what truly lights us up.
Yeah.
And that could manifest in countless different ways.
Right.
What does greatness mean to you?
It's a great question to ponder. I think for me, it's about making a positive impact on the world, however small,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's through my work, my relationships, or simply the way I interact with others. I want to leave the world a little brighter than I found it.
That's a beautiful aspiration, and it speaks to a genuine desire to connect and contribute.
Mm-hmm.
It aligns with the broader message of these affirmations,
Okay.
encouraging self-belief, embracing possibilities, and striving for a life of purpose.
Speaking of purpose, let's tackle the next affirmation.
Right.
People's opinions don't affect me.
Oh, this is a good one.
This one hits close to home for me.
Yeah.
I've definitely struggled with letting criticism get to me in the past.
Sure.
This video uses pretty strong language here, almost defiant. How does that make you feel?
It's a powerful statement for sure, and I can understand how it might evoke different reactions.
Right.
Some might find it liberating,
Mm-hmm.
while others might feel it's overly dismissive.
Yeah.
But remember, the source is likely aiming for impact, for a statement that jolts the listener out of complacency.
Okay.
But let's unpack the nuance here.
Yes, please do.
Okay.
Because ignoring all foul feedback seems like a recipe for disaster.
Right.
We need to be open to learning and growing from constructive criticism. Brick.
Absolutely. It's not about becoming impervious to outside perspectives.
Okay.
The key takeaway here is discernment.
Right.
It's about recognizing that not all opinions hold equal weight.
Mm.
It's about developing the confidence to filter out the noise and focus on feedback that aligns with your goals and values.
That makes a lot of sense. It's not about becoming completely detached from what others think,
Right.
but about learning to prioritize the opinions that truly matter and not letting negativity derail our progress. It's about trusting our own judgment and staying true to our vision.
Exactly. It's about finding that balance between being open to feedback and not letting external validation dictate our self-worth.
So it's about building that inner compass and learning to navigate the world with both confidence and humility.
Precisely. And that brings us to the final and perhaps most profound affirmation.
Okay.
Life is precious.
Oh, wow.
This one calls for a shift in tone, don't you think?
Yeah.
It's a gentle reminder amidst all the striving and achieving.
Absolutely. Amidst all this talk of goals and greatness, it's easy to get caught up in the hustle and forget to simply savor the experience of being alive.
Mm-hmm.
It's a call to appreciate the present moment,
Yeah.
to find joy in the simple things,
Right.
and to live each day with gratitude.
Beautifully said.
Mm.
It's a reminder that life is not just about achieving goals.
Right.
It's about experiencing the journey, connecting with others, and finding meaning in the everyday moments.
I love that.
What are you grateful for today?
That's a wonderful question to reflect on. Honestly, I'm grateful for this very conversation, for the opportunity to explore these ideas with you and our listeners. It's a reminder that learning, growing, and connecting with others are some of life's greatest gifts.
I couldn't agree more. It's these moments of shared exploration and insight that make life so rich and meaningful.
We've covered a lot of ground today, haven't we?
Yeah, we have.
From I am the best to life is precious. We've explored a wide range of affirmations, some more convincing than others.
Right.
But what I find most intriguing is how these seemingly simple statements can spark such deep reflections and insights.
It's a testament to the power of language
Yeah.
and how it can shape our thoughts, beliefs, and ultimately our actions.
Uh-huh.
But it's important to remember that affirmations are not magical solutions in themselves. They're tools that require effort, consistency, and a willingness to put them into practice.
You're absolutely right. It's not enough to simply repeat these phrases. We need to embody them, to integrate them into our daily lives, and to let them guide our choices and actions.
Exactly, and that's where the real magic happens.
We've laid the groundwork by exploring the meaning and intention behind these 9 affirmations. But the journey doesn't end there. After a quick break, we'll delve into how to actually put these affirmations into practice,
Okay.
how to avoid common pitfalls, and how to make them a powerful force for positive change in our lives.
Sounds good.
So stay tuned for more.
Right.
Welcome back. We just finished exploring those 9 affirmations from Motivine's popular YouTube video.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, and what really struck me is how these simple phrases can actually lead to some pretty deep questions about self-improvement and motivation.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
How a few words can spark introspection and a desire for positive change.
Totally. But as we move forward, it's important to remember that affirmations are tools, not magic wands.
Right. They're not going to instantly transform our lives just by repeating them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how do we actually bridge that gap, between saying these affirmations and actually integrating them into our daily actions and choices?
Well, it all starts with choosing an affirmation that really resonates with you personally.
Okay.
It shouldn't feel forced or inauthentic. Think of it as selecting the right tool for the job. A hammer won't help you tighten a screw.
So it's about finding that affirmation that speaks to your current needs, and aspirations.
Exactly.
It should feel both empowering and achievable, something you can genuinely connect with.
Right. And it's okay to start with one that feels most comfortable.
Yeah.
If I am the best seems a bit too bold right now, maybe I am getting better each day, resonates more strongly.
Right.
The key is to choose an affirmation that inspires you to take action.
Okay, so we've selected our affirmation. What's next?
Okay.
Do we just write it down and hope for the best?
Not quite.
What are some practical ways to really make these affirmations stick?
Well, it's about going beyond simple repetition and weaving them into the fabric of your daily life.
Okay.
Remember how the video used vivid imagery to enhance the affirmations?
Yeah.
We can utilize that same technique.
You're talking about visualization, right?
Yes.
I've heard about that before, but never really tried it.
It's a really powerful technique. So close your eyes, repeat your chosen affirmation,
Okay.
and imagine yourself living it out.
Hmm.
Picture yourself taking concrete actions, experiencing the positive emotions associated with it, and ultimately achieving the desired outcome.
Okay.
Engage all your senses to make it as vivid and real as possible.
So it's not just about picturing the end goal, but visualizing the steps involved,
Right.
the actions we need to take to get there, almost like creating a mental roadmap for success.
Precisely by repeatedly visualizing ourselves successfully navigating the path towards our goals.
Okay.
We strengthen the neural pathways associated with those actions and outcomes,
Interesting.
making them more likely to manifest in reality.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
It makes sense that our brains wouldn't necessarily distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one.
Right.
So we're essentially training our minds for success through visualization.
Exactly. And the more we engage in this practice, the more those positive beliefs and actions become ingrained in our subconscious,
Okay.
influencing our choices and behaviors, even when we're not consciously thinking about it.
I'm starting to see how this can be a really powerful tool.
It is.
But let's be realistic. We all know life throws curveballs.
Oh, yeah.
How do we stay committed to these affirmations when things get tough?
Right.
When those inevitable setbacks and challenges arise, my future is bright. Might be hard to believe when you're facing a major obstacle.
That's where resilience comes in.
Right.
Remember the concept of setbacks as setups that we discussed earlier?
Yeah.
This is where it becomes crucial. Instead of viewing challenges as failures, see them as opportunities for growth and learning.
It's about reframing our perspective, seeing those obstacles as stepping stones rather than roadblocks.
Exactly.
But that's easier said than done, right?
Sure.
How do we actually cultivate that resilience in the face of adversity?
Well, it takes practice, for sure.
Okay.
One helpful technique is to ask yourself empowering questions in challenging situations.
Okay.
Instead of dwelling on, why is this happening to me?
Right.
Shift your focus to, what can I learn from this? Or how can I use this experience to grow stronger?
So it's about shifting from a victim mentality to one of empowerment.
Exactly.
Instead of feeling powerless, we're taking control by focusing on what we can learn
Right.
and how we can use those challenges to our advantage.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that we have the power to choose our response to any situation. And that choice can determine whether we're defeated by challenges or empowered by them.
That's a powerful reminder. But let's be honest, sometimes we need more than just self-talk to get through those tough times.
Oh, for sure.
Is it okay to reach out for support when we're struggling?
Absolutely. Remember, you don't have to go it alone.
Okay.
In fact, seeking support from friends, family, mentors, or even therapists can be incredibly beneficial. Sharing your goals and aspirations with others creates a sense of accountability and can provide valuable encouragement and perspective.
That's a great point. It's easy to isolate ourselves when we're facing challenges.
Yeah.
But sometimes talking things through with someone we trust can help us gain clarity, find solutions, and feel more motivated to keep going.
And don't underestimate the power of celebrating your wins, no matter how small.
Right.
Each step forward, each obstacle overcome, each moment of growth deserves recognition.
It's like those little rewards we give ourselves along the way.
Exactly.
It keeps us motivated and reinforces the positive impact of our efforts.
Exactly. And it helps us to stay focused on the progress we're making,
Right.
rather than getting bogged down by the distance yet to be covered.
Okay.
Remember, consistent small wins eventually lead to big victories.
Okay. I'm really loving these practical tips.
Yeah.
Visualization, reframing setbacks, seeking support, celebrating wins.
Yeah.
It's like we're building a whole toolkit for putting these affirmations into practice and making them a real force for positive change.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing that change doesn't happen overnight.
Right.
It's a process, a journey, that requires effort, consistency, and a willingness to experiment with different tools and techniques.
And it's important to be patient with ourselves along the way.
Absolutely.
We're not always going to get it right.
Of course not.
And that's okay.
It's not about perfection, but about progress.
Right.
And sometimes the most valuable lessons come from those moments when we stumble or fall short.
Yeah.
It's how we get back up and keep moving forward that truly matters.
So we're embracing the journey, celebrating the wins, and learning from the setbacks. But I think it's important to acknowledge that this isn't about toxic positivity, right?
Good point.
We're not trying to force ourselves to be happy all the time
Right.
or ignore genuine struggles.
Authenticity is crucial.
Right.
It's okay to acknowledge difficult emotions, to
Mm.
seek support when needed,
Right.
and to allow ourselves time and space to process challenges.
Right.
The goal isn't to suppress negativity,
Okay.
but to cultivate a more resilient and empowered mindset overall.
So it's about finding a healthy balance between acknowledging the full range of human emotions
Yeah.
and choosing to focus on what empowers us and moves us forward.
And precisely, it's about recognizing that we can't always control external circumstances,
Right.
but we can choose how we respond to them. And that choice, my friend, is incredibly powerful.
That ties back beautifully to that final affirmation we discussed. Life is precious. It's a reminder to find joy amidst the hustle, to appreciate the present moment, even when we're striving for something more.
Beautifully said, and it brings us to a crucial question.
Okay.
What's one small step you, dear listener, can take today to embody your chosen affirmation?
Let's get specific. If you're resonating with "I can do anything," maybe that step is researching that online course you've been eyeing, or brainstorming ideas for that passion project you've been putting off.
If I will work hard is speaking to you. Perhaps it's setting aside dedicated time in your schedule for focused work,
Right.
or breaking down a daunting task into smaller, more manageable chunks.
And if life is precious, is calling to your heart, maybe it's simply taking a few moments to appreciate the beauty around you. A stunning sunset, a heartfelt conversation with a loved one, or a moment of quiet reflection.
Remember, even the smallest actions can create a ripple effect.
Yeah.
It's not about grand gestures, but about consistent effort over time. Imagine the cumulative impact of these small steps day after day, week after week.
Right. It's like that saying, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
Exactly.
And each step, fueled by a positive affirmation, can lead us closer to the life we envision for ourselves. It's not about achieving some perfect end state, but about enjoying the journey and making progress along the way.
Exactly. It's about creating a positive feedback loop as you take action inspired by your chosen affirmation. You'll start to see evidence of its truth in your life.
Okay.
This, in turn, strengthens your belief, leading to further action, and so on. It becomes a self-perpetuating cycle of growth and empowerment.
We've talked about choosing an affirmation, visualizing its manifestation,
Yeah.
staying resilient in the face of challenges, seeking support, celebrating wins,
Right.
and taking those small, consistent steps forward.
Yeah.
But our exploration of affirmations isn't over yet.
Oh,
We've covered a lot of positive ground,
right.
but it's equally important to address potential pitfalls and how to avoid common mistakes that can undermine our efforts.
That's an excellent point. Affirmations can be powerful tools,
Yeah.
but they also have the potential to backfire if not used correctly.
Right.
Understanding these potential pitfalls and how to navigate them is essential for ensuring that affirmations support our growth rather than hindering it.
So after a quick break, we'll dive into the shadow side of affirmations, exploring those potential pitfalls and equipping you with the knowledge to avoid them.
Sounds good.
We'll help you make sure your affirmations are truly working for you, not against you. Stay tuned. Okay, so we're back and ready to kind of dig into the potential downsides of affirmations.
The shadow side.
Yeah, exactly. We've talked a lot of the positive aspects. but,
Yeah.
like any tool affirmations can be misused or misunderstood, right?
Absolutely. They can be powerful allies in personal growth,
Yeah.
but they're not a magic bullet.
Right.
And it's crucial to approach them with awareness and a healthy dose of realism.
Okay.
Otherwise, they can backfire and lead to frustration or even a disconnect from reality.
So let's dive into that shadow side.
Okay.
What are some common pitfalls that people kind of fall into,
Okay.
and how can we avoid them?
One common mistake is using affirmations as a way to bypass genuine effort. Simply repeating, "I am successful," won't magically manifest success if you're not taking concrete actions aligned with your goals.
It's like trying to learn a new language just by saying, I am fluent in Spanish.
Right.
Without actually studying or practicing.
Exactly.
Intention without action is like a car without an engine.
Yeah.
It's not going anywhere.
Precisely. Affirmations should complement your actions, not replace them.
Okay.
Think of them as fuel for your journey, not the vehicle itself. They can provide motivation and boost your belief, but you still need to put in the work.
So it's about finding that synergy between our internal beliefs and our external actions. Affirmations can help shift our mindset,
Yes.
but we still need to show up and put in the effort.
Exactly. Another pitfall is using affirmations that feel inauthentic or forced.
Yeah.
If you deep down don't believe what you're saying, it's unlikely to have a positive impact. It might even create internal resistance and make you feel worse.
It's like trying to convince yourself you love broccoli when you actually can't stand the taste.
Right.
You can say it all you want, but your body's going to reject it.
That's a great analogy. Authenticity is crucial. The affirmations you choose should resonate with your core values and beliefs.
Right.
They should feel aligned with your genuine aspirations, not like something you're trying to force yourself to believe.
So it's about choosing affirmations that feel true to you, not just something you think you should be saying.
Exactly.
And this might sound a bit counterintuitive,
Okay.
but I've also heard that focusing too much on the positive can actually be detrimental.
Right.
Like if we're constantly trying to force ourselves to be happy and optimistic,
Yeah.
we might end up suppressing genuine emotions or avoiding difficult situations.
That's a really important point. It's not about denying negativity or pretending everything is perfect.
Right.
It's about finding a healthy balance of acting. Authenticity includes acknowledging and processing a full spectrum of emotions,
Right.
both positive and negative.
So it's not about becoming an emotionless robot programmed for positivity, but about developing a more resilient and balanced mindset
Yes.
that can navigate the full range of human experience.
Beautifully put. And it's important to remember that affirmations are not a quick fix.
Yeah.
Real change takes time, effort, and consistency. It's about gradually shifting those deeply ingrained beliefs and patterns of behavior.
It's like building physical fitness. It takes consistent effort and dedication over time. We wouldn't expect to run a marathon after one day of jogging.
Right.
Similarly, we can't expect affirmations to instantly transform our lives.
That's such a great point. It's about embracing the process, being patient with ourselves, and celebrating those small wins along the way.
Absolutely. And remember,
Yeah.
you don't have to navigate this journey alone.
Right.
There are countless resources available to support you.
Yes.
Books, podcasts, workshops, therapists, coaches. Don't be afraid to seek guidance and support when you need it.
That's a really good point. It's easy to get caught in that I have to do it all myself mentality.
Yeah.
But tapping into the wisdom and experience of others can really accelerate our growth and provide much needed encouragement and support.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of affirmations,
Okay.
what's the key takeaway you want our listeners to walk away with?
I believe the most powerful message here is that our minds are incredibly malleable. Through consistent effort and the right tools like affirmations used wisely, we can shape our thoughts, beliefs, and ultimately our reality.
It's about reclaiming our power, recognizing that we are not simply products of our circumstances, but active creators of our own experience.
Exactly. And it's about understanding that while we can't always control external events, we can choose how we respond to them. And that choice, my friend, is incredibly empowering.
So, dear listener, we encourage you to experiment with affirmations.
Yes.
Find what resonates with you and integrate them into your daily life. Approach it with curiosity, authenticity, and a healthy dose of self-compassion.
Remember, it's not about perfection, but about progress. And even the smallest steps fueled by positive self-belief can lead to incredible transformations. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of motivational affirmations. We hope you've gained some valuable insights and practical tools to enhance your own journey of personal growth. Until next time, stay curious, stay empowered, and keep diving deep